Hello, retro fans. As you can see, the gang is not back together, but actually joining us for the first time. We have Oliver Harper, editor of The Last Kumite. We
Hello,
have
everyone.
David Kurzhal, aka the Viking samurai, who plays. Can we reveal it? What is your character?
Oh, it's Marcus.
Okay, that's all that we're going to say right now, okay? Because we
Yeah.
don't want to spoil anything. And then we have Jason Brant of So Bad It's Good, who joined us not only throughout the entire shoot and recorded a lot of footage, supported the entire production, but also was one of the three faces on our Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaign. So thanks, you guys. It's actually the first time that we meet together. Like this constellation, we never had it before, right?
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's the first time we've all done this. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I contacted you guys and said, okay, let's do that. I think it's because the movie is finished and everything. I think it would be nice for the fans who have joined us from the beginning, who saw the entire process of us having a Kickstarter campaign, basically coming out of nowhere and actually pulling this movie off and everything, to give our personal opinions. Because when we take a look from a distance, at the end, this is a movie by fans for fans. We all are YouTubers. We all are big fans of 80s, 90s films. We all grew up watching those films, and it was a dream that we actually realized together with all the fans around the world who were longing for those type of movies. And I think it would be a nice thing to keep this as a protocol of how it has been. So, Jason, I would like to start with you because you were the one who was there throughout the entire filming. You flew into Germany, never been outside of the U.S. before.
I've been outside of the U.S. I've never been in Europe.
In Europe, sorry.
Yeah.
And you were there on set like every day, but then seeing Billy Blanks, Kurt McKinney, Cynthia Rothrock, Matthias Huso, basically all the people that you watch movies and talk about their movies on your show. What was it like to seeing them in person, man?
Man, it was a lot of fun because everybody was cool. Nobody on set really had an ego that was a problem, which,
Yep.
Going into it, I didn't know what to expect. And I also have done some videos about some movies, and I was like, I might get my ass kicked when I get to set. We'll see what happens. But everybody was so nice, man, and just very approachable, easy to hang out with. I mean, in between takes, we just talk movies or anything. A lot of people were from the same state where I grew up, so like Billy and Cynthia. So it was really neat. You did such a good job bringing so many like-minded people together and not bringing in anybody who'd be a problem. So it was an easy set. It really was.
Yes, and I think that we were all together very, very lucky because the stars can make or break a film with their attitudes. And I think that was also part of the reason why we all had such a good time, because the heroes that we looked up to, they actually were what we hoped they would be. And speaking of heroes, my biggest hero, the Viking samurai, David, what was it like for you? Because you are, I think, from all of us, you are the biggest fanboy of those movies, and which already says something because we all love those movies. But what was it like for you to meet those guys for the first time?
Absolutely incredible, because those movies in a lot of ways shaped my life. Like ever since I started watching them, I became, a fitness dude, a martial artist. I still continue all that training till today because a lot of those movies, they had such an impact. So they molded me. I was very pleasantly surprised because you never know how it is when you meet somebody you look up to in person. Like I had no idea I had a little idea, I guess, because people who I've spoken to, I interview a lot of people, they always say Matthias, he was just like the nicest guy in person. So the bar was set up here. But if anything, like after I met him, I'm like, yeah, I could see why people say that. But everybody was so cool. Billy Blanks was cool. Kurt McKinney was great. Muhammad Kesey, Abdel Kesey, Cynthia Rothrock. And like Jason said, there's no egos. I mean, these people are big names. They're known the world over. They've been in so many movies, but they don't have that ego. So they were just very approachable, easy to talk to, great to work with. The experience couldn't have been better.
Yeah, I agree. Now, what most people don't know with Oliver, I don't know if you remember Oliver, but you were actually outside of the actors. You were the first person that I got in touch with about this project. You don't even know that, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, because we spoke a couple of years ago. Must have been now.
Yeah, with
and
Matthias.
Yeah, Matthias, and he tried to persuade me to be a producer on this, and I was like, no way, because I'd already produced stuff before, and I knew it. He goes, Ollie, it's the same. It's the same as making a documentary. I was like, no, it's not. And so I said, look, Matthias is like the ultimate charmer. So I was like, once he
I
said
fell
to me,
for it.
once he said
Not
to me,
me.
Ollie, I love your work and stuff, and I want you to edit this, I was like, okay, I'll edit the film. And it turned out to be a lot of fun to do, because it's quite challenging editing a film in a boiling hot summer, so I was literally in my underpants just editing, in the afternoon before it got too hot. But it was really surprising seeing that Matthias and Kurt McKinney and Cynthia, and also Billy Blanks as well, but they'd all had worked with 35mm film, where you have a finite amount of time to get your takes done. You can't keep messing up. You've got to rehearse your lines. And Matthias Hughes will get his stuff done in 1 or 2 takes. He'd get perfect take, really good. Yeah. So with Kurt. Kurt was like, usually on a first take, I was like, that's a brilliant, performance there. And then the second one, he'd kind of refine it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because nowadays the luxury of having digital, you keep going on and going on. But with people who trained with film, they knew they rehearsed their lines and get it done well.
I mean, the crazy part is, and this again, I mean, I also would like to give out some information about the shoot so that fans know what happened. I mean, we shot this film, and I think it was 24 shooting days, which is that's insane. It's really insane. Like that is almost impossible. No, it is impossible. And because we had so little money, we couldn't afford any extra days, because every additional day would have cost additional money for every single person that was involved of the shoot. So it was not an option. If we wouldn't get it done in time, we would have been in trouble. So it was a lot of pressure right from the start, and a lot of things that a lot of obstacles that came into our way prior to the shoot, during the shoot, after the shoot. And to be honest, to me, and no matter what happens, I am very, very proud that we accomplished that. And if I say we, obviously, I'm not only talking about us four, but my partner Wayne Graves, the crew, the fans. Look, if we, I mean, we can say it. Without the fans, the movie never would have happened. Without the money and the support of the fans, that movie never would have happened. And I think that it's such a nice and beautiful, I want to use the word beautiful thing, that fans around the world came together, gave money to people that they probably don't even know. Yeah. Because Oliver, people know already on YouTube for Kickstarter campaigns and so on, but I never did it before. So my face was completely new. Jason, same thing. So we basically came out of nowhere, said, hey, we have this crazy idea. Didn't even have a reference that we shot a movie before. The only credit that we had was, okay, Oliver did a documentary before, but that was basically it. And still people trusted us. And that we pulled it off, and that we as fans in the year 2024 got the chance to write this love letter to our heroes in the genres that we grew up with. I am very, very happy that we all together got the opportunity to do this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Sean, you've got to thank yourself as well, man, because, you'd never made a film before. And the challenge of trying to produce one, you've had to learn a whole new set of skills. Yes. So, the stress you went through and all the shenanigans all the way through the productions in some cases, but you did you pulled it off, and, should always, remember to kind of think, what you've done as an achievement, So next time, the next film you make or you want to make, hopefully the process, will be a lot easier.
Well, I definitely learned a lot. I also learned the bad sides of the business, things that you always hear as a fan. Now realizing it's true, so that's also part of why I wasn't too sure if I want to go through that again, because certain things I'd rather stay away from. But at the end, and that was the goal from the beginning. I mean, Oliver. You know that, and Jason, when we talked at first, and yes, David, you came, you hopped on board pretty late. You hopped on very late on the train, But when we started this project, it was never the goal to make a lot of money or to become famous or anything. It was simply the fact like, okay, we would love to see such a movie. It would be nice to make such a movie in the hopes of making the fans, people of our generation and older, happy and bringing something back that reminds them of their childhood. And
for sure.
that to me, like if it turns out that the movie makes that, then I'm happy and then I'm proud. Right now, I can't even be happy, even though some good things are happening right now. I catch myself not being happy because I still feel so much pressure. Don't want to disappoint the people. I see that now, obviously you get a lot of negative comments from people who have not followed the process and think that we were such this huge production company, and they say, oh, it looks like a low budget movie. Yeah, duh, it is a low budget film. So
some people don't realize that the cost of shooting on film is extremely expensive.
Like, why don't you shoot on film? Yeah, because it costs a lot of money and we don't have that money. Give me the money. We shoot it on film for you, man. It's not like we didn't want to. We would have loved to. So
and also, like YouTube compresses everything as well. It's like,
I noticed
the feedback was like, "Where's the grain?" I was like, "There was grain." It's like it's just compressed by YouTube. It's annoying.
Yeah. No,
despite what anybody says about the trailer, and there's way more positive comments, but as people we tend to focus on the couple negative ones. I do that myself on my own channel. I get a lot of positive comments just in general, but then of course you focus on the negative ones, but I would say, hey, people are talking, whether they want to say good or bad. They heard of the movie, they watched the trailer, they said something, they're interested in some way, and there's going to be people like me who watch it because we love it and we're going to cheer for it, and there's going to be people who are more of the haters are going to watch it just so they could trash it, but they're going to trash a lot of things because they're just more negative in general. So I would say, even though the film's not officially out, it's already a success because 90% of independent films never even get completed. Of those, a very small percentage get real commercial distribution. So the fact that you're going to have the premiere on April 27th in Germany, and then, it's got distribution on streaming platforms, there's hard physical copies. I mean, this thing is out there. Like, it's a success, man. And enough people are aware of it and they're going to watch it. And in my opinion, it turned out great. So
it's anytime you do anything creative, people are going to love it or hate it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get people who shit on it. It's just it's a matter of what's the consensus. If a ton of people are pointing out the same thing, then that is a problem. But if it's just some hater on YouTube leaving a comment, like, who cares?
I know.
Exactly.
It's the thing that is. Look, we are all human beings. We all have feelings, etc. So that to me, I've been on YouTube for so many years now. So I know what it feels like to get criticism. The only thing that is bothering me a little bit more here than on my usual shows is. I worked 2.5 years on this project, not earning a single dollar. On the contrary, don't want to get into details, but I really worked my behind off to make people happy. And I know that I'm not the only one who really, really worked their behinds off. And I think you have to put the movie into the right perspective. Like there are some or a lot of people who also say, oh, the movie is going to be the best of the year, the best martial arts movie. And I also think like, on the one side, hey, thank you so much for believing in us. But again, people don't know it. And this is something that I found out yesterday by coincidence. Like our movie, the budget, like the average Netflix show, which goes like for 30 or 40 minutes, one episode usually has 15 times the budget of our entire film.
Wow.
So,
crazy, But, as with your one, people are working, for it because they believe in the project. They may take lower rates, you know what I mean? So it's like, because in terms of Netflix, people are getting paid there,
I know, but
you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, to me, it's even it's even an accomplishment to actually get the film together,
Oh, yeah.
Any movie that gets made is a freaking miracle.
Yes, I know.
Exactly. Let alone being made by a bunch of people who've never made a movie.
Yeah, true. But the other thing that I really, really enjoyed also working with you guys, and it always felt like a we thing, like in terms of like I knew, for example, when I would call up Oliver, if there are some problems, I could talk to Oliver. We come from the same background, so to speak. We try to find a solution to improve the film. Same with you, Jason. Then David's. We always talk. Like I feel that this film also has brought us together, even though we live in totally different countries. Like, for example, Oliver in the UK, the two of you are in the US, and still I'm in touch with Oliver all the time in touch with Jason, all the time in touch with David, talking about new projects, etc. So I think that this was a community effort that hopefully opens the door for more projects in the future. David, you have some new projects coming up. Oliver, I already hired you for the next film that we gonna try to pull off. Jason, we already talked that I want to have you involved in the project even more this time. So and I think it's nice to see that, yeah, that this is coming together for a common goal to make people happy with some good old movies.
Honestly, I'm just happy to be involved with a movie that isn't filled with CG.
Yes.
That doesn't have all the crap that these modern movies have. I just watched one last night and I was like, dude, what is going on with these? Like, you don't need all this CG for a freaking fight scene. What the hell?
Well, Last Kumite does have some digital effects in it, but they're very simple.
but two and tiny ones.
I know.
Just because we couldn't afford the alternative.
Hey, it's movie magic,
not,
mate.
not
It's
for the
movie
actual
magic.
fights, nothing like that. And when I was watching the film, some of the martial artists and performers, I mean, they're very acrobatic. You almost think like maybe they used wires. I mean, I know for a fact they didn't because I was there when they were filming all the fights, but it's like people would question that because they're very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird at the time because when I was going through the fight scenes, so like 48 frames per second or 96, I was like, is everything in slow-mo? So we had to sort of like pick and choose. Mike Muller as well, we got to thank. Yes. He did a wonderful job with the choreography of the fight scenes. And I worked closely with Mike, who was really, really friendly, really nice guy. I loved chatting to him. And, you know, I wanted to, with the fight scenes, kind of go by his supervision because I didn't want his work to be cut down because there's so many horror stories about you know, action movies, and the fight guys have all kind of staged this amazing sequence. It's been cut down to like 3 punches, and so I'm, you know, it was very, and also the whole film is about what you're paying to see is fight scenes. So to maintain that the high quality, you've got to make sure that, you know, everything looks good, and thankfully, you know, Mike did such a good job of trying to capture the 80s style of fighting, but with a modern twist.
Yes,
and I think that works.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I mention that Mikey is not affected by gravity? When you would see him doing kicks and stuff, it's like he just would hang in the air. He would do like 4 kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty incredible, man. The cool thing about the fights too, it's like in the original Bloodsport, like the camera's pulled back, so you see everybody performing this stuff. There's no close stuff. There's no like quick cutting. You see multiple moves in one take with the camera pulled back, and I think people appreciate that. And obviously, only like real martial artists who are talented could pull that kind of stuff off. Convincingly,
for sure.
Yeah. It's funny, like when you take a look at the film, you see that I would say like 35% of the film is fighting or training.
It's a lot.
And I love it.
It's a lot.
I'm not difficult to satisfy, you know. Give me some Paul Herzog and Stan Bush music, some training montages, and some fighting, and I'm good to go, man.
The best part was doing the editing for me was montages. Get a bit of music, cut that together. It was great.
I don't know how you got it down to its runtime, because the last week when we were filming all the training montage at that castle, the ruins of the castle, I was like, this movie's got to be like 4 hours long. Because you shot so much training stuff, like
because some of it was like kind of a bit repetitious, so I could easily cut some bits out. But it was kind of like the rough cut was about 2 hours, I'd say, Sean.
Yeah, we actually had to cut it. Like the movie could have gone like 2 hours and 10 minutes or so, but we thought like, hey, let's not make the same mistake that they do nowadays, where every movie needs to go on for at least 2 hours, even though there's not enough story to actually have a real reason for 2 hours. So we trimmed it down to 1 hour and 42 or something like that.
Yeah, so I always say comedy films should be 90 minutes and action movies 140, 145.
Yes.
That's kind of what you want, you know, that sweet spot.
You got enough footage now. If you wanted to do a mini series called Mattis Training, you could do like 3 episodes.
Oh, we also got to talk about him, man. Now Mattis, now obviously the lead playing Michael Rivers, such a humble guy, and at the end, I am very very happy that it was him who got the role, simply because of the fact that not only is he a great fighter and also has the acting chops, but I think that he has the heart at the right place. Like if your star of the movie is the most humble guy on set, who never complained, did whatever we asked him for, every time was super polite, and those are the people that you want to work with. I mean, we all know what the opposite can be, and that guy is exactly who you want to have. And before I forget, talking about the lead now, I want to, because many people ask that in the comments, or say, oh, the movie is without Jean-Claude Van Damme, how can you do that? This is also what I want to address, because otherwise I forget. Now what many people seem to forget is that when we started pre-production for the film, if you are a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, you must know this. Jean-Claude Van Damme had a project which was called What's My Name? And he announced that this would be his last action movie. He said after this, he's going to retire from action movies. And that was the exact time when we started looking for the lead. So he was out of the picture. Yeah, then I think, I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I remember, the movie didn't get made. And Van Damme changed his mind and said, okay, I will do action movies again. So, but at that moment, that was the situation. Now, even if he was available, there's no chance we could have afforded him. Not a chance. I think his pay for 4 days would have been the budget of the entire movie. And even though look, we all grew up with Van Damme, and Van Damme was my hero, and of course it would have been nice to have a film with him. But I think we were lucky with the constellation that we had. I'm very satisfied with the people that we had. My honest opinion.
For sure.
Oh, yeah,
it would have worked better with Matisse as the lead anyway, with somebody his age as opposed to Van Damme's age now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if Van Damme did a cameo, but not the lead. Not in this film anyway.
Well, did he cameo in that Kickboxer remake? And he's barely in it, wasn't he?
He's the trainer in it.
the
Retaliation or whatever.
That movie again also cost 4 times our budget. So, of course, it would have been nice to have a Van Damme cameo. But on the other hand, like
it would have overshadowed the movie too.
Yes, exactly.
Because everybody already says this is Bloodsport, and now if you have Van Damme in it, it would just be 10 times more. But speaking of Mattis, there's something I wanted to mention about him. On set every day when he got there, he would hug and talk to every single person on the set. Like every single person in the crew, he would give a hug to. He really got it. Like he really understood what he was doing and what it meant to be the face of a movie like this.
Yeah, and that is something that I mean, look, we were super lucky with the people that we had involved from the cast. Like we were super lucky, super lucky, and it could have gone a totally different route. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And I mean, Mattis is already planned in as the lead for the next movie, Lion Fist, simply because A, I believe in him. B, look, we all reach a certain age, and at some point, it's nice to not work with assholes. So if you find good human beings, so make sure you keep them in your life and you stick to them. And Mattis is one of those good guys, so I want to stay with him. Kurt McKinney and I are good, really good friends, close friends now. So, and all the other stars of the movie, I talk to them at least every 2 weeks. So not only movie stuff, and this just shows that some people out there in the business are good people. Not all of the people in the business, but there are a handful, and we had that handful on our movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you'll find them, and that's what you align with them. And I've kept in contact with a lot of them too. Like I was actually trying to get Kurt McKinney in a film, Bloodstorm, that I ended up doing after the last Kumite. It didn't quite work out. We got I think Richard Tyson for his role, who's a great actor. And then, yeah, man, kept in contact. Like I trained with Billy Blanks at his house because I had a real fight on March 9th in Atlantic City. So,
Oh,
yeah, it
wow.
was the relationships and networking I was able to do in Germany was great, you know, because you know the people that you'd want to like continue working with, of course, like you said, and other people, you know, not so much.
Yeah.
You should also mention, you bring it up, Billy. How is everyone in this movie still in such incredible shape? Like Billy is jacked.
No, Billy is a different animal, man.
Yeah, and Matthias is freaking
Yeah.
huge still. Like
Billy still
humongous.
does Taibo seminars. He was doing seminars in Germany when we were out
Yeah.
there, and like so I was training at his place, and then right after I trained with him, you know, he had another student. So he's out there training all the time and teaching people, and obviously doing his own training. But his home gym's insane.
Yeah, and Matthias is also training every day, like for 3 hours or so. It's crazy.
Sure.
It's crazy. Like, but hey, that's what you call dedication and discipline, and that also sometimes that discipline and that dedication sometimes shows what kind of a person somebody is, and yeah. Cynthia could also still kick like crazy, huh?
Oh my
yeah.
God, dude.
So high, those kicks.
Yeah.
You know.
One of my favorite moments was when we were filming the Kumite, and she basically just sat there the whole week and watched everybody fighting. And when she got up and it was her turn to do something, first of all, the extras went crazy because Cynthia just walked out on the mat and did a split, like no warm up, nothing. She just did a full split, and everybody was like, "What the hell?" She's been sitting there for 5 days.
Kind of got like a standing ovation when she came out.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Everyone was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
People went nuts, and then she threw an axe kick that was just amazing.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I also want to give a shout out to Stan Bush and to Paul Herzog. I think we were also very lucky to have those two involved. Legends, and such an honor. The whole look. I don't want to repeat myself, but the whole project was simply an honor to work with incredible legends, masters of their craft, and you know, we always look back to the past, but this is the one cool thing that in 2023 and 2024, some normal YouTubers like ourselves get the chance to work with some legends, like that.
Well said.
Well said, man. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something I'll cherish and remember for the rest of my life. Like just a great moment in my life. So thank you, Sean, for inviting me to the last Kumite.
No, look, guys. I really don't want any thank you, any praise or anything. I also know that this is a 100% team effort, and I never could have done it without the help and support. But this is the thing that I really enjoy: people coming together for a common goal and making the impossible possible. And maybe this is a motivation for other people who have dreams in their life, things that they always wanted to do that they never thought they could pull off. Look, everything is possible. Surround yourself with the right people and go for it. Just go for it. We did it. And yeah, this is the right moment to say goodbye to you people out there. Thank you so much for not only watching the video, but for supporting us from the beginning. We really hope you enjoy the movie. Believe us, we gave 100%. It's a low budget, but it's not low on heart. It's 100% dedicated fan effort, a movie by fans for fans. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, David. Thank you, everybody. See you at the Kumite.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.